Hello, my name is Alicia Krupski, and I am the program coordinator here at the Community Foundation. Thank you so much for serving as an evaluator for the Women's Legacy Fund grant cycle. We truly value your time, perspective, and care in this process. So today I'm going to walk you through this grant evaluator orientation. I'm going to show you how to access the online evaluation portal, what you'll see once you log in, how to approach scoring applications. And this cycle will include about 20 applications for each of you to review. So accessing the portal, you're going to receive an email from administrator@grantinterface.com with a link to the evaluation portal. When you log in, you're going to see this screen. So you can enter your email address and use your password. If you have not yet evaluated for us, if you don't have a password, select Forgot Password, and then go through the process to create your own password. And once you are logged in, you'll land at your evaluator dashboard. That looks like this. What you'll see in the portal is a list of assigned applications, and they're going to appear on your dashboard. Each application will show as Start here on the far right. If you haven't opened it yet, and it will show Continue or Update if you've already begun. So your work is going to automatically save as you go through this process, and you can return to it at any time. Some important context before we start walking through the actual evaluations. All of the evaluations have already been pre-screened for eligibility. So every grant application that you receive is already a certified 501c3 nonprofit organization. They've completed all of their paperwork, and their applications are complete. And they are serving San Luis Obispo County. So what that means for you as an evaluator is that you are really focused on the quality, the alignment, and the impact of this proposal. I'm going to click here on Continue because I'd already opened the Women's Legacy Fund evaluation screen and application. So at the top, you're going to see the name of the applicant and the organization name. You'll see here we have two sides. So on the left-hand side is the evaluation portion that you're going to be entering in your scoring and comments. On the right-hand side, you're going to see the actual application. So you can be viewing them side by side in real time. The first question that's important is that you need to indicate if you have a conflict of interest. So you're going to want to select yes if you have a conflict of interest. That will remove you from evaluating this particular application, move you on to the next one. Once you hit no, your evaluation rubric will show up for you to evaluate. A note about conflict of interest, it's really if you or a family member, person close to you stands to directly benefit from receiving this grant. So if you know the person or you know the organization, that does not automatically disqualify you. So use your best judgment. And if you have any questions, you can call and we can talk through it. So first, you're going to see the budget. The budget reflections are optional because it's already been reviewed by staff, but it can give you some important context to the application. So you're welcome to look it over. Scrolling down to the evaluation rubric, we've got a scoring framework. Basically, we're going to score each question from 1 to 5. 1 is going to be unclear, so it doesn't really meet the criteria that's outlined here for you. 2 means it's limited, so there's very little evidence to support their case. Moderate meets expectations. Strong is clear and specific. And then 5 is exceptional, reflects a deep understanding of the material provided. So for each question, read the application's response, assign a score 1 through 5, and then add optional notes if that's helpful to you. The key areas that you're going to want to include or that you're going to evaluate is going to be centering voices. So this is really about demonstrating that the program is informed by feedback received from the population that that program is serving. Next question is going to be around community access and impact. So how is this organization identifying and addressing barriers to participation? And then how are they also demonstrating specific impact with this proposal or this program? You'll see here, you can indicate your numbers and then you can make your little note. Next, utilizing substantiated data. Basically, how are they incorporating data into their decision-making and to inform their work? For this grant specifically, we're also asking for some examples from the What Do Women Need report, which was included in the application. And then finally, we want to look at alignment with the Women's Legacy Funding priorities. So those priorities are listed here for you as an evaluator to refer to. They are affordable housing, childcare, healthcare, including mental health, and economic security. The applicants can meet one funding priority or multiple. So once again, you score down here and then you can make your notes. Same with project details. This is where we want to learn how well the activities are defined. Do they have a realistic timeline? Do they differentiate roles between staff, volunteers, etc.? Do they list an intended outcome? And in this case, if it's a 2-year proposal, is there clear and reasonable justification for 2 years? For example, the first year is planning and the second year is implementation. So keep in mind that we'd like you to score based only on what is included in the application. So even if you personally know an organization and are aware of their work, please use the written application for scoring consistency. At the end here, this final area is a funding recommendation, and this is really important. So this is where you can share any additional feedback. You can note strengths not reflected in the application. You can raise concerns. In some cases, applications may not be the most professionally administered, but there's case making there for the program to be deeply needed and impactful. So this is going to give you more information when we talk through in person these different applications to make a funding recommendation. So next, plan to spend about 30 minutes per an application. Once you get used to reading, it might take you a little bit less time to know what you're looking for. A lot of evaluators will do an initial pass and then they'll revisit the scores after reviewing all the applications. Be sure to save your work as you go. Submit each evaluation once it's complete. We will be meeting as a committee on Thursday, April 23rd from 9:30 to 11. And we will be meeting to discuss all of our evaluations and scores to make a recommendation that will be submitted to the grant making committee and finally to the board for final approval in the beginning of June. So these awards are going to be announced in mid-June. Until awards are announced, we ask that you keep all the information from these applications confidential, and also keep it confidential that you are in fact reviewing applications. We want to um, protect the process and protect your privacy while we go through it. Please have your submissions in by end of day on Monday, April 20th. So we can take all of your scoring, synthesize it, and have it presented in a nice, pretty rubric for us to evaluate when we meet in person. If you have any additional questions, my email address is going to pop up at the end of this presentation. Please feel free to reach out, and we'll be happy to assist you. Thank you so much for being a part of this process, and I look forward to meeting with you to evaluate soon.